Christmas pudding is one of the most important components of a proper festive dinner, but getting it just right in time for the big day involves forward planning. Traditionally, dark, sticky pud is made on Stirup Sunday, which falls 6 weeks before Rudolph and his chums draw Santa's sleigh over the rooftops. But fear not, the pudding can be made any time that suits you leading up to Christmas Day, and here's my ultimate figgy pudding recipe to help you on your way. When is Stirup Sunday 2016. Best and easy Christmas pudding recipes. Fantastic fruit preparation is key. Image Georgia Glynn Smith. Ingredients: 75 grams 3 ounces butter, softened, plus extra for greasing 450 grams 1 pound dried fruit. Use a mixture of sultanas, raisins and snipped apricots. 1 small cooking apple, peeled, cored and roughly chopped. About 175 grams 6 ounces finely grated rind and juice of 1 orange. 50 milliliters 2 fluid ounces brandy or rum, plus extra for feeding and flaming. 100 grams 4 ounces light muscovado sugar. 2 eggs. 100 grams 4 ounces self-raising flour. 1 level teaspoon ground mixed spice. 40 grams 1.5 ounces fresh white breadcrumbs. 40 grams 1.5 ounces whole shelled almonds, roughly chopped. Read more. Mary's ultimate Christmas cake recipe method. Lightly butter a 1.4 liter 2.5 pint pudding basin. Cut a small square of foil and press into the base of the basin. Measure the sultanas, raisins, apricots and apple into a bowl with the orange juice. Add the brandy or rum to marinate for about 1 hour. Put the butter, sugar and grated orange rind into a large bowl and cream together with a wooden spoon, a handheld electric whisk until light and fluffy. Gradually beat in the eggs, adding a little flour if the mixture starts to curdle. Sift together the flour and mix spice, then fold into the creamed mixture with the breadcrumbs and the nuts. Add the dried fruits, apple and liquid and stir well. Spoon into the prepared pudding basin, pressing the mixture down, and level the top with the back of a spoon. Cover the pudding with a layer of greaseproof paper and foil, both pleated across the middle to allow for expansion. Tie securely with string and trim off excess paper and foil with scissors. To steam, put the pudding in the top of a steamer filled with simmering water. Cover with a lid and steam for about 8 hours, topping up the water as necessary. To boil the pudding, put a metal jam jar lid into the base of a large pan to act as a trivet. Put the pudding onto this and pour in enough boiling water to come 1/3 of the way up the bowl. Cover with a lid, bring the water back to the boil, then simmer for about 7 hours, until the pudding is a glorious deep brown color, topping up the water as necessary. Remove the pudding and cool completely. Make holes in the pudding with a fine skewer and pour in a little more brandy or rum to feed. Discard the paper and foil and replace with fresh. Store in a cool, dry place. On Christmas Day, steam or boil the pudding for about an hour to reheat. Turn the pudding onto a serving plate. To flame, warm 3 to 4 tablespoons brandy or rum in a small pan. Pour it over the hot pudding and set light to it. Serve with rum sauce, boozy cream or brandy butter. Extracted from Mary Berry's Christmas collection, published by Headline Publishing Group at £20. Copyright 2013 Mary Berry. Mary's tips: looking after your pud as it does take a fair time to steam. Make things easier for yourself by preparing the pudding up to the end of step 4 the day before. Keep the pudding in a cool place overnight, and steam as directed the next day. Cover the cold pudding with fresh greaseproof paper and foil and store in a cool place until Christmas. You can also freeze Christmas pudding, but allow it to mature for a month before freezing to develop the flavors. It is quite useful to use a see-through bowl for the pudding, as you can then check the color as it is cooking. Any leftover Christmas pudding can be wrapped in foil and reheated in a medium oven for about 30 minutes. On the day to cook, bring to the boil on the boiling plate, cover with a lid and transfer to simmering oven for about 12 hours. To reheat, tightly wrap the cooked pudding in its bowl in a double layer of foil and set it next to the turkey in the simmering oven from early morning. Leave it for several hours and it will slowly reheat and be piping hot at the end of the meal.